Hey guys, Ronan Reaper here. Just back with a quick little review. Something a little bit different, not a major blockbuster or anything. Instead, a rather little independent film. It's doing its festival run that I just managed to get a screening of today, and I want to share my thoughts to you. So I watched a film called Absolute Denial, part of the which was shown as part of the Cinemagic Film Festival here in Belfast. As you can see by my T-shirt. It's kind of been doing its like festival circuit around the world over this year. There were generally hopefully planned for next year. I hope that goes through because I really think people need to see this film because it was really really good. It's an animated thing. It's about a computer programmer called David who develops this like super advanced, super intelligent AI supercomputer, isolates himself from everyone to get it done, but obviously from there the technology goes rogue. Uh, as I mentioned, it's an animation, and the animation is really good. It looks like proper like line drawings, like simple like drawings you'd probably do about 5 minutes when you're bored, but it works really well for the style of the film and very fluid, like natural movements. Well, that is entirely down to the rotoscoping, which the there was a Q&A session with the producer after the film, and then he likened it to A Scanner Darkly, the Keanu Reeves film. So just that, like in terms of how they made it, and it works very well. Like, like it feels like human in how it moves, but it's never like because it's 2D animated. It's like never, it never ever reaches the uncanny valley, which is great. The storyline surrounding this animation is also very complex and interesting. Like it's not just a case of style over substance. Like it really actually does like tell a very compelling story. It's very engaging, essentially from beginning to end, and you know the way it presents itself, it really like encourages you to think about kind of what's going on. Is it real? Is this all in the main character's head? Is the computer doing this? Like it really like gets you to stop and think about it, playing with your expectations along the way, which is really fun and creative. The voice acting as well, particularly for David, was really good. It really sold the whole madness of the situation perfectly. And the soundtrack, soundtrack it works for the film. Like obviously, there's not too much of note to the soundtrack. Like there's a few like pieces composed that work well for the scenes they're used in. Obviously, there's like it uses like repeated cues, but it never feels repetitive. If you know what I mean, it actually feels like it fits with the tone of each scene. There are a couple of pieces listed in the credits, and particularly the credits music as well was really good and absolute banger. I don't think you can find it online though, so overall this was a really really stellar film. Like very original. Like you think it's gonna go one way, but it ends up going another. Like this is really different to like various other like AI based films. I mean, obviously being animated and some of the directions it takes, like there are some really mesmerizing scenes. Like there's a whole kaleidoscope sequence later on, and there's really fun sequences that kind of play with the ever crumbling reality of David's situation just perfectly. It's not entirely perfect. There are a couple of small issues I have with it. The opening narration does get a bit like heavy on the techno jargon in places, but again, it's not too much of an issue because it does help to set up the whole nature of the story, and the ending does feel somewhat abrupt. Like it makes sense within the film, but it does feel like it ends somewhat abruptly. But overall, this is a really really good film. It's only an hour and like 10 minutes, but it doesn't need to be any longer. It never overstays its welcome. It's all killer, no filler. Like it never feels like it's dragging itself out, and it never ever feels like it's rushing either. Like it works perfectly for what they were trying to tell. And overall, I'm going to give Absolute Denial an 8 out of 10. So overall, those are my thoughts on Absolute Denial. Let me know. Well, I was gonna say let me know down in the comments if you've seen it, but you haven't. But if you are someone who has seen it on its festival circuit, and yeah, let me know down in the comments if you are, like, what you thought of it, and let me know down in the comments if you want to see it on what's like any streaming services or in cinemas, like how you want to see it if it does eventually get a general release here in the UK and around the world. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.